The environmental demands on farmers took an even more absurd turn on October the 26th, not long before the inheritance tax announcement on October the 30th. The government announced they wanted to halve meat and dairy production by 2050 in 26 years. This, as mentioned above, is all in the name of the net zero drive. Those pesky cows do insist on breathing and digesting food, and what's more, it makes people fat and happy. Phase it out. Essentially, such a move would be the state mandating the market not to create and sell established innocuous produce. This isn't crack cocaine or even alcohol or cigarettes, also on the banning list. It's not blue asbestos or lead toy soldiers, it is basic food staples. When the farmers are restricted in producing meat and milk, they will lose trade and be run out of business, and the country will lose food security in a very uncertain world. If we were to be cut off from imports for whatever reason, we would be in serious trouble. Meat and milk are high-protein, high-fat foods, which would be essential in such a situation. Starving people don't go vegan. The inheritance tax proposal is not just about green guff. It's about wealth, class and power. The modern leftists do not seem to like self-made businessmen having a stake in the economy, possessing control over their destiny, and keeping things in the family. They especially don't like working-class people with such power. It helps in provoking their animosity that this type of self-sufficient person doesn't tend to vote for them. The middle-class professionals that run the Labour Party like having power themselves, of course, and they happily wangle their sons and daughters well-paid jobs, but that's different. They are virtuous after all. On the other side, they also hate the land-owning toffs that they feel belong in another century. Much vitriol by the stormtroopers was unleashed against this perceived foe, probably to detract from the true potential victims of the policy. This demonstrated such people don't really understand the realities of farming or business and are crude class warriors, despite being pretty plummy themselves. Distinguishing himself in the departure from reality stakes was the former Blair advisor John McTernan. In a bizarre interview on GB News with Patrick Christys, he said, "I'm personally in favour of doing to the if the farmers want to go on the streets, we can do to them what Margaret Thatcher did to the miners. That's an industry we could do without. If people are so upset that they want to go into the streets and spray slurry on them, then we don't need, the small farmers." Christys summed this up perfectly in his response, "Okay, alright, this got weird." Needless to say, the clip went viral for all the wrong reasons. To his credit, Starmer was sure to disassociate himself from the comments. McTernan is a senior figure from Labour's past, but not its present, and he has an extremely mixed-up backstory, going from Blair loyalist to Corbyn hater to Momentum member. He seems mad as a box of frogs and barely coherent, but the comment really helped illustrate the perceived hostility to farmers and will always be on the record.